We are on the road to King of the Ring, and we have also reached for FCT's Retro Wrestling Reviews. This YouTube series that we have been doing has reached its 100th episode. We started back on March 29th, 2022. I was actually looking at the first episode just a few minutes ago. Just check the date, and so yeah, almost 4 years to the day, almost, or about a month away. Almost full 4 full years that we have been doing this. Tro has been here for about 3 years. It's the 100th episode, but meanwhile, it's not the 100th episode for neither of us. This is episode 97
What?
for me, and for Tro, what is this year? 60. This is 60 something for Tro. I missed 3 episodes. There was one
Is it
episode
my
where
67?
something like that. I don't know. It's close.
Uh-oh, 6, 7. There you
so I
go. There's your meme.
I missed 3 episodes. One because Christian was when we did the Invasion pay per view. Christian was rushing me, and he's like, "Oh, we got to get it done. We got to get it done." I couldn't get it done when he wanted to, so he's like, "Well, I'm gonna do it by myself anyway." I'm like, well, I don't know why you feel like you got to do that, but okay. So Christian ended up doing Invasion by himself, so I missed that one. I did my own Invasion review, but I didn't put that as part of this series since it was just me by myself. I missed 2 episodes that you and Christian both did because I was out at the time. So that's how this is my 97th episode. But overall, for the series, we started with WrestleMania 19, and here we are with episode 100 nearly 4 years later, the May 30th, 2002 SmackDown. Tro, how you doing?
I am snowed in, but happy to have reached our 100th episode. I
Yeah.
will point out that you were bald, no hat,
Hmm.
and late to your first episode.
How was I late?
CJ had to add you.
That was his choice. That was his choice. I
Uh,
think I was there. I'm pretty sure I was there from the beginning with the first
you were
episode.
you were very awkward young friend.
Yeah, I was very shy at the time. Not
He
used
said,
to doing stuff in front of a camera like this.
yeah,
Still not
he said,
100% used to it. What did I say?
you sat in your chair. You're like, I like 2003 Raw. I like the Bears. Do you like the Bears? Do you like the Bears? This is awesome. Hey, I have this friend who wants to do 2006 shows.
Yo,
'Cause
you were
I joined recently, not too long after that.
well. You joined about a year, almost a year later, because you
Yeah,
joined at literally like the top of 2023, like literally
yeah.
January of 2023. So yeah, you were right behind me.
Yes,
So
the Giants had a playoff game that day.
your 3 year anniversary has come up already, and my 4 year anniversary is literally a month away.
Well, what's ironic about my first show is that CJ had to leave midway through it, so it was
Yeah,
literally this,
it
just
was just
it was
us.
just us reviewing
Which
2006 Raw, New Year's
it
Revolution.
was a New Year's Revolution, yeah. Which this
Yeah,
show has essentially become just you and me. I don't know
yeah.
when Christian will make his return, but we'll see about
Well,
that. But we
happy birthday to him.
yeah, happy birthday to him. Today is his birthday. But yeah, this show has kind of become me and you, which Christian does his own stuff on the channel, which good for him. He's got some great
Just
content as well.
just a
Um,
couple of retro bros.
yeah, that's remember that. That's what the show. That's
This the 100th episode. We have to have a
yeah,
few callbacks.
that is what the series was originally called, Retro Bros Reviews, because the channel used to be called Retro Bros podcast, which I'm
What
not
was your
even
name?
sure. I'm not even sure if we had come up with that name yet when we did the first episode. I'm not 100% sure.
It was probably still Cyber Shoot stuff.
No, no, that's not what it used to be called. That's a different show that we came up with later on. That's not what this YouTube channel was originally called. It was originally called Cybermania and Friends.
Yeah.
That's what the YouTube channel used to be called. Then we changed it to Retro Bros Podcast. Then we changed it to FNC's, yeah, FCENT.
Yeah.
Then
That was
it's
the
like
that was about a
literally
minute.
we literally changed it to FCENT uh, right when you had joined. It was literally around that time, and Christian was like, "Well, we may have to put uh, Tro's name into that." I'm like, "Bro, I literally just changed the name," but you became such a part. You became such a big part of the channel that's like, yeah, his name really does have to be in it. So that's how we have become FCTENT, what we now are known as.
You're like, that's just more work for me.
Oh my gosh, you can't imagine how many times I've changed the name of just the series. That means I have to change literally the title of of pretty much every YouTube video that is associated with this series. Back then, it was a little easy. It was easy because we had only done like what 30, 40 episodes. Now if we were to change the name again, I'd have to fucking go through 100 damn videos and change the title of
Yeah.
all of them. Yeah, that's not happening. So
I wish there was just a way to automatically change it.
yeah, would be fun, huh? So here we go. The May 30th, 2002 episode of Smackdown. We open with a recap of the Hogan promo last week that Mr. McMahon came in and then Undertaker came out and attacked Hogan at the end, which Hogan I think fought him off, and that was the end of that. So, but we kick off the show with the tag team titles on the line. Rikishi and Rico taking on Billy and Chuck, and this is essentially a 3-on-1 handicap match for poor Rikishi here. But well, he gets a little lucky. Very similar to how lucky he got at Judgment Day. At one point, when he is sitting on either Billy or Chuck, I can't remember who it was, going for the pinfall. Rico runs in, tries to break it up. Rikishi grabs him and then gets up, super kicks Rico. Rico falls right on either Billy or Chuck, whoever it was, for the pinfall. 1, 2, 3. Rikishi and Rico retain to the dismay of Rico, Billy, and Chuck. And this was a pretty good tag match to open the show. Look, Canadian crowd. Canadian crowds are always great. They're right up there with the Chicago crowds, and this crowd was damn hyped for this show, and it helped the opener. It helped a lot of these matches. We have a surprising undisputed title match coming up real soon later on this show that was kind of thrown together and not somebody who was in the undisputed title picture at this point, but the crowd was into that match as well. We will get to that later. This was a great crowd. Two thumbs up for the crowd. They made this show very entertaining. The tag match was good. After the match, Rikishi went up on the walkway, the stage, and did his dance while obviously Rico, Billy, and Chuck were still upset about the fact that they couldn't get the belts back to Billy and Chuck. But Tro, what are your thoughts on this tag match?
I thought it was fine. Rikishi is pretty good in the ring. Yeah, this was a good. This was a fine opener.
Right.
But I'm sure you I'm sure he took issue with the match opening up the opening up the show.
Yeah, again, they now have a very good look at what they want to do at King of the Ring. We're gonna see as the show progresses, as this show progresses, that they're setting up everything for King of the Ring. It sucks that this show didn't really have that many promos or build up. Like, well, there's build up. That's a good thing. But yeah, the show should have started with a promo. I agree with that. But red hot crowd. The match itself was not bad at all, thanks to the crowd. Um, but again, they make up for no promo to kick off show or anything like to advance any storylines or start any storylines. They make up for that later in the show because a lot of stuff is starting here, as we're gonna see later on. Um, Now we have Hulk Hogan arriving in the arena. He's got his red and yellow jacket on, that biker jacket. Then we go to the smack of the night. Last week's tag match between Edge and Maven taking on Kurt Angle and Christian, where Maven gets the upset victory on Christian. That was last week's SmackDown. Now, then we get a moments ago. Normally, moments ago is something that just happened on TV, and they're just going back to it. Well, this time the moments ago is something we did not see live, or well, the show wasn't live, but you know what I mean. Tori Wilson walks up to Maven as he's getting ready for his match, wishes him good luck, and gives him a little kiss. Remember, at this time, Tori Wilson is with Tajiri. There's a door right behind Tori and Maven as this is happening, and right after they walk out of the picture, you see Tajiri all of a sudden coming up where he's like right behind the door, and you can see him in the window, and he looks pissed at what he just saw. So now we have Christian taking on Maven. And I believe this is the match where Maven breaks his leg that he went over on his YouTube channel not too long ago. I'm almost certain of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Hey guys, Maven here. Remember when I was smack of the night and then I got a kiss from Tora Wilson? That was awesome. But then I broke my leg against Christian. That
So
was less awesome.
So this is another one where it was okay, it was pretty good. The crowd was into it. Normally, with a match like this would be like a complete throwaway where you just really don't care. But again, the crowd can make matches more entertaining than they really are, and this we saw that here. Christian got the win after obviously Tajiri didn't take what he saw lying down. He interferes in this match, attacks Maven, and Christian gets a little revenge for last week where Maven pinned Christian in the tag match. Again, decent match. What are your thoughts on this show?
It was fine. Maven getting hurt it definitely did not help.
Right.
Didn't help this match any more than could have. Christian is kind of directionless for at least right now.
Yeah.
Um, until the Un-Americans really kick off, then
Which again,
he does that for a while.
again, they're slowly building to that because
Yeah.
once again, we see Lance Storm and Test being buddy buddy, and we'll get to that later. See again, like I said, we get later on, we start getting some King of the Ring build up, but this is just more like it seems like they're building up stuff for future SmackDowns with Maven and Tajiri. I'm guessing we're gonna get that next week, and it's frustrating in the moment because it's like we haven't got any King of the Ring build up on the SmackDown side yet, and all they're doing is just trying to set up the next SmackDown every week. At that point, it's frustrating, but like I said, as the show gets going, they really start building up King of the Ring here later on. So now we have Mr. McMahon on the phone. McMahon is upset because of Benoit appearing on Raw last week.
Well,
Whoever is on the phone with Vince is telling him that because Benoit's inactive, he can show up wherever he wants. And that is when we get the WWE debut of Dawn Marie. She walks into the room and says she has some papers for Mr. McMahon to sign. Um, Mr. McMahon says, "Sure, I'll sign, but let's sit down and get acquainted before we do all this." and we get a little, again, some of this Mr. McMahon stuff, just knowing what we know now, just very awkward. So, you know,
Yeah.
a little bit of awkward stuff there with McMahon and Don Marie, but then it is almost immediately broken up or interrupted by Chris Jericho walking in, who's once again upset that now the Hell in a Cell's still only 10 days ago. He's still hurt, and he actually shows a scar like right around here to Vince that he says he suffered in the Hell in a Cell match, and now you got him 10 days later in a match with Farouk. So he wants to know what's going on. Why is Mr. McMahon putting him in a match with Farouk? And well, Mr. McMahon says, look, Triple H is in a match tonight too against Test, which is one of the matches that they built up last week instead of actually building up the pay-per-view, like I'm talking about, building up future Smackdowns instead of building up the pay-per-views. That's been a problem so far on this road too. But what Mr. McMahon says is, I'm not gonna let Triple H one up you. He's got a match. You got a match. You're tough. You can handle it. And that's where immediately Jericho's mindset starts changing. He's like, yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm better than Triple H. I can handle this. So he leaves. And Don Marie and Mr. McMahon just get back to talking business as that segment just ends right then and there. Again, some of the Mr. McMahon Don Marie stuff in this was a little awkward because it's almost like you're seeing real life Vince McMahon happening. And
Yeah.
speaking of that, I don't want to get too much into the behind the scenes stuff, but I've been seeing a lot of fucking victim blaming ever since
Oh, yeah, it's so fucking stupid.
Janelle Grant has come out and told
People,
her side. Go ahead. What do you want to say?
people are seeing her, and now they're like, "Oh, this dumb broad. She accepted all this. She agreed to all of it." And now they're doing this for two reasons. They're doing this because they don't like the current product of WWE. Um, then they think that Vince McMahon would make everything better when in fact he's a senile old man who made the product actually worse whenever he came back. It was really shit towards the end of his run. Um, and because they think that he's somehow innocent, they'll point to somebody like an Odyssey Jones who was was falsely accused, but
Uh,
was proven innocent.
okay. Odyssey Jones?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Remember, I don't. Okay.
Otta, he was a big black guy. He wrestled for WWE for a few weeks. He was gonna be the new Biggie for New Day, but then accusations.
Okay.
Talk
But
about Janelle.
yeah, the victim blaming is freaking crazy. The moment you all of a sudden Janelle comes out and talks and tells her side of the story, now it's Mr. McMahon's innocent, and look at this. I don't understand how when women talk, tell their story and tell how they were assaulted by men, that all of a sudden people who don't even know the situation come out and attack the victims. I don't understand it. It's wild to me that we're doing this. And it's not like Janelle Grant. Here's the big thing: Janelle Grant is not the only accuser. She's not the only person to have ever accused Vince McMahon of doing something like this. So even if it somehow comes out that Janelle is innocent, which I doubt it will, Vince still has, I believe her name was Mark McGrath.
Yeah,
She accused him. The what was it? A
Ring Boy
hair?
scandal.
Oh well, yeah,
The
the
whole
Ring
thing.
Boys that too. But what was it? Royal Rumble '06 weekend? Was it like a hairdresser or something?
I
Was
don't know
some
about that.
Yeah, there was something that went down in Royal Rumble '06 weekend where Vince was at some type of either a hair salon or something like beauty related or something like that, and one of the people that worked there was assaulted by Vince. Um,
Yeah, I don't
don't
know.
forget Ashley Mazzaro. Obviously, I don't think
Yeah,
McMahon did anything necessary to her, but that soldier did. She spoke up to WWE about it, and WWE didn't do shit.
yep,
So the Janelle Grant, I don't believe she's I don't believe she's guilty of false accusations, but
no,
even if she was, this doesn't exonerate Vince McMahon in any way. He's still got plenty of
yeah,
accusers. And where there's smoke, there's fire. If all these people are accusing him, something's wrong here. It's not.
Peop
It can't be that they're all after his money. People are not
they
that
have this
evil. What are you gonna say?
they have this weird love affair with Vince McMahon because they
Yeah,
think, oh, he's got to be innocent. He's got to be innocent. Think about all the good stuff he did. Think about all the good stuff he did for WWE. He has to be innocent. Like, no, you're a fucking dumbass. I said this in a Facebook group. The people who defend Vince McMahon or think he's innocent, which maybe not everything that Janelle Grant is saying is 100% true. Nothing, the truth is never 100% true when spoken about in law.
mm,
It's never the 100% truth
mm,
because there's always stories always change, memories fade. But
right,
some things are always exaggerated for better or worse.
right,
But they think that they think he's innocent, and they are as stupid as people who think that Benoit didn't kill his wife and kids.
right. Yeah.
I'm like, you
Um.
guys are on the same level of stupidity who think that Benoit wasn't wasn't didn't kill himself, kill his wife, kill his kid. You think that fucking somebody else did it, or Kevin Sullivan? Yeah, sure, Kevin
Yeah.
Sullivan holding a grudge for an angle because he booked his own divorce like a
Yeah.
dumbass.
Right. But I'll be the first to tell you, I don't like the current product. I am a big
Yeah,
fan of the Mr. McMahon character. I'm a big fan of what Mr. McMahon did when it comes to the 80s boom, when it comes to the Attitude Era. I even enjoy the New Generation era. But none of that matters when it comes to the person that Vince McMahon is. He committed these crimes.
yep,
There's a very good chance that he has no. You don't have a bunch of accusers for no reason. You do not have a bunch of accusers for no
yep.
reason.
If
There,
it was just Janelle Grant, then maybe you could make a case,
yeah,
but it's literally other people. So
yeah, and what I want to say, like I said, yeah, all the great stuff that Vince McMahon did as the owner of WWE for all those years does not exonerate him to go out and commit these crimes. To go out and be at his age driving how what did the cop say? Like he was driving close to like
yeah,
100 miles when that accident happened.
he was driving
The
110 miles an hour.
110. The video, the body cam is out now, and the officer whose body cam came out was following him as the crash was happening, so you actually
Yeah,
see the crash.
and
Like, he put a woman's life in danger
yeah,
with that moment. You
people are
know,
trying to say, "Oh, but Vince S is okay. That means he's learned sympathy and he's now a good, redeemed man." I'm
like,
like, what fucking cartoon ass shit do you think this world is?
yeah,
Oh, he learned human decency. He's automatically redeemed. It only took it's like fucking like Hitler. Hitler be like, you know what? Maybe the Jews weren't so bad people. Maybe I made a mistake. And then people were like, oh well, he's redeemed now. Oh, let's bring let's bring Hitler back because he learned his lesson. He feels sympathy for the first time in his fucking life.
so
Bit of an extreme comparison, but you get
so
the point.
yeah, Hitler. Hitler is definitely worse than Vince McMahon, but that doesn't take away from how bad that Vince McMahon is. But yeah,
It was just the
um,
first person to come to my head.
right. Well, it's plausible. They're both horrible people, so it's under.
And
Well,
people
one
still support both
was
of them.
was a horrible person. Obviously, Hitler's no longer with us. But yeah, yeah, people
But
still support. I mean, people support our president still. I mean,
mm,
it's the world we live in where you can do bad things and still get supported. I don't
well, everyone
understand.
does bad shit. But
I mean, well, obviously, yeah, everybody does bad things. It's just the life we live in. But when you do horrible, horrible stuff, like what all the people we've mentioned in the last few minutes, Vince, Trump, Hitler, doesn't Charles Manson have a whole bunch of followers and people who
you know,
support
to be
him?
fair, he was a legit cult though.
Yeah,
To be fair, he was a he was a cult leader. So
yeah.
they're gonna get they're gonna get people to still like root for them.
I mean, at this
Don't
point,
worry,
Matt,
we still have Nazis running around.
at this point, fucking MAGA's a cult. At this fucking point, like
Every
seriously.
every political
Yeah,
fucking faction's a cult.
yeah.
You know
I'm
how
not
much
going.
fucking stupid shit you know what saw how much fucking stupid ass shit I saw yesterday after the USA won gold medal?
Yeah.
It was
Well,
so fucking
I will say this. It's very weird that our FBI director of FBI personnel is out here fucking in the locker room
celebrating.
celebrating. Yeah. What the hell is up with that? We got a missing persons situation going on. We have the Epstein situation where there's a bunch of powerful people on both political sides that are involved in that, and this guy's in a fucking locker room celebrating a hockey game. Like what? Like, what?
Yeah, but like the stupid shit I saw yesterday range from Canadians saying that we deserve another 9/11. Um, all
Oh
Americans
my
deserve to
gosh.
die. We deserve to be nuked. It's not a real gold medal because it's 3-on-3. To people on the left saying, I can't celebrate this because of what's happening in the world. I can't believe they're celebrating this win. I can't believe this. I can't believe that. I can't believe that they're going to go to the State of the Union. Like, do you know what a big honor it is? The State of the Union is the gathering of both sides.
Hmm.
It's not supposed to be politically driven. If you're invited to the State of the Union, that is a big honor. I'm not a big I was not a big of Obama fan or a Biden fan, but if they asked me, they invited me to go, I'd be like, oh fuck yeah, in a heartbeat. That's such a privilege. I don't know what night. I think it's tonight. It probably have to be tonight. Imagine someone misses the game to go to the State of the Union. But still, it's a great honor.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it's probably today. It probably is tonight. I think they do it on Monday night. I don't know. I'm the
I'm
political
just
guy.
I'm just glad that hockey will finally be back in a few days. We'll finally get back to actual real
I,
games. But
I joked with the guy on the line for the meet and greet yesterday. I'm like, they're all Tony D'Angelo's gonna come to the meet and greet with a black eye because all the Canadian players on the team are gonna start kicking his ass. He'll be celebrating.
Tony
But
D'Angelo wasn't on. Tony D'Angelo wasn't on Team Canada.
yeah, but he's very big. He's Mr. USA.
Oh,
He's MAGA.
oh,
But
that I know. That I know. Yeah, which
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
it's very
But
sad. It's very sad
I
that
said
we have a MAGA supporter on our team.
it doesn't matter. If he plays good, he plays good. But I said, oh, I can finally. It's not going to be awkward when they introduce Bo Horvat again at a home game as a Olympic because everyone was so into the game yesterday. It's like, oh man, if if Team Canada wins, it's going to be really strange for us to be like, oh yay, Olympic gold medalist Paul Harvey, like Olympic silver medalist though. we, we can be like, hell yeah,
I said
awesome,
on Facebook, and I could
yeah.
not care less about the game. I actually made a post during the game, not even knowing the game was going on. That's how much I care about the Olympics. Because I was seeing on social media that, it's going to be USA versus Canada in the finals, USA versus Canada. Meanwhile, not even knowing that the game was literally going on as I'm seeing these games coming soon posters like posts. Um, so I make a post on Facebook like 0 Islanders on Team USA, 1 Islander on Team Canada. Go Team Canada. I'm pulling for Bo Horvat. Didn't care truthfully whether they won or not, no matter what happens, as long as Bo Horvat didn't get hurt, I'm fine either
He did
way.
lose a few teeth.
Well, he'll still be able to play. That's all that matters.
he,
Um,
he took a nice ice stick to the face from Hughes.
But bro, the comments were fucking crazy. It's not like I didn't get like a million comments, but it's with so many people acting like I turned on the country or something. Like
Wow.
this is a war. If Canada
Why
would
did
have
you
won,
Sergeant Slaughter us, Frank?
if Canada would have won, we would have had to start speaking French. Like, oh gosh,
Yeah, we
yeah,
would.
yeah,
You
like
don't understand, Frank. If we actually
no.
agreed, if Canada had won yesterday, we would have seceded all land to Canada,
Mm.
and we would have had to learn French. But now that we won, we're going to invade them. They will be the 51st state. They will learn to speak American. We will kick the French out of Quebec. And then we will come for you, Christian. We will come for you, Landstorm. And we will come for you, Test. Oh, no, wait. We can't go for you, Test, now, can we? We will come for you, William Regal,
Way to bring it
for what
back
you.
to way to bring it back to the show that we're reviewing. But anyway, getting back to the original
Get,
thing, getting back to the
get back.
original thing that we were talking about. My whole
Getting back to
point is
2002.
no, not that. I wanted to spin back to
Um,
the whole Janelle Grant thing for one quick second. The whole point of that, while I was bringing that up, was just to say, please please stop blaming victims. That's all
yeah.
I want to say. Stop blaming victims. That was the whole point of why I brought that up. I wanted to say that I cannot believe how many people all of a sudden made Vince out to be some hero once
No.
Janelle Grant spoke up. It's ridiculous. But anyway, getting back to why we're here.
Oh, shit.
So we
Oh,
have that whole Mr. McMahon Don Marie, Chris Jericho segment. Now we go to a Get the F Out commercial, which is weird because they've
get
been
that Frank out.
WWE. It's weird because they've been WWE for almost a full month. So I'm surprised that they're still running these commercials.
if,
But
if we
but
ever kick you out, Frank, we're going to be running these ads. Yeah. Get the F out of FCT.
oh yeah, I get what you're saying now. Okay.
Get the F out.
So now we go to Chris Jericho versus Farouk. Again, this is a nothing match, but the crowd made it interesting for what it was. Again, the Canadian crowd was great on this night. Jericho got the win. It was a decent match for what it was. Tro, what are your thoughts?
It's interesting to see Frank because doesn't he turn heel at some point and join up with Devon before
Yeah,
the
that's.
getting
I
hurt?
think that's later in the year
Yeah, it's definitely later in the year. I'm
because
just trying to remember because
well,
he doesn't really do that shit by himself.
Devon and Farouk were teaming in the Smackdown tournament leading into No
Yes, that's
Mercy.
right.
So that's like later in the year.
So, so what I think happens is Frank probably gets hurt. So then Devon rejoins the Dudleys at Survivor Series,
Yeah.
and then we don't
Well, I don't
see
know about
Farouk again.
Farouk getting hurt, but I do know that Devon rejoins
Oh
the
no,
Dudleys at Survivor.
That's from I'm assuming Farouk probably gets hurt because he's not in the
Yeah,
Rumble that year.
he wasn't. Oh, he had 03. Yeah, and
I don't
then
think he was. I don't think
APA.
Lesnar was either.
Yeah, APA. Remember, APA came back in like the
Yeah,
summer of 03. By that point I was watching. So yeah, I remember that.
yeah.
I'll
You
never
know,
forget
JBL had
that.
his nice little haircut by then.
That was the first time I ever saw Bradshaw and Farouk.
Oh,
First time.
I
Yeah,
forget when JBL gets
it's
that haircut.
yeah. Um. So now we have Mark Lloyd interviewing Hulk Hogan, and here comes the King of the Ring buildup on the SmackDown side. Finally, what is this? The second or third SmackDown? I think this is the second SmackDown, right?
Yes.
Okay, this is second
Yes.
SmackDown. Well, it's taken about an hour into the second SmackDown. I say an hour counting commercials. Um, but this is probably about like 30 minutes into the show, truthfully. So Mark Lloyd interviewing Hulk Hogan. Hogan says that all he wanted to do was bow out gracefully. He says Mr. McMahon can take that damn contract because obviously McMahon said last week he has the contract and he's not letting Hogan go. He says McMahon can take that contract and stick it where the sun don't shine. He says Hogan says that he will retire, but not now, because the reason why is he wants a match with Mr. McMahon. And it's going down, baby. King of the Ring 2002. No, obviously not.
They think
But
they're special.
but then he says something about Mr. McMahon having a black heart, and that's when Mr. McMahon comes in. He's like, "Oh, you think I have a black heart, huh? You think I have a black heart?" He's like taking his suit off, and then all this is just to distract Hogan. While Hogan's actual King of the Ring opponent comes from behind and hits him with a pipe, and that is Spike Dudley.
Tommy Dreamer.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of Tommy Dreamer, we're actually gonna have to get back to that for a hot second. I think right after this segment. But obviously, no. The person who hits Hogan with a pipe is Kurt Angle. They don't. They obviously don't announce it on the spot, but obviously it's been like 24 years now. We obviously know it ends up being Kurt Angle versus
What?
Hulk Hogan at King of the Ring. So this was a good segment here. Again, we're building two matches for Hogan in one segment. We're building up WrestleMania 19 and we're building up King of the Ring. I think this is where the WrestleMania 19 buildup gets put on hold until we get to
Yeah.
January, where Hogan comes back and they start that buildup. But we got a little bit. They teased this match so much around this time. If you remember our road to Backlash, there was one segment, I think, on a SmackDown where Hogan and McMahon run into each other backstage. You had last week, the promo last week essentially was the kickoff to the buildup of WrestleMania 19. And then we have this segment right here. But at the end of this segment, we obviously shift to to who Hulk Hogan is actually going to face at King of the Ring, and I don't think we see any Hogan McMahon stuff until like January, where Hogan comes back. Obviously, we're not too far from Hogan leaving at this point, so that's a big reason for that. Um, so your thoughts, Tro, on this little segment right here? I thought it was really good.
It's kind of interesting how they're putting Kurt Angle already into another feud. So
Right.
close. They're so close with his match with Edge tonight.
Yeah, well, this is the end of the Edge feud right here.
Yeah, but they're making it's kind of like they're making sure that there's no
Right,
question about this being the end of the feud, which makes
right,
sense. A steel cage match is supposed to end a feud, but not over.
right, right. What we got? Oh yeah, burn of the night. Here we are. Guess what the burn of the night is? Stacker two burn of the night. Guess what it is?
Um, I'm assuming it has something to do with our good old friend segment of the night, Tommy Dreamer.
Yes, because Undertaker is about to defend his undisputed title. So to get us to that, they feel the need that they have to run back one of the worst segments in WWE history from the last Raw episode. So we see that whole Tommy Dreamer stuff all over again as the burn of the night. And to me, instead of doing that, they should have burned the footage and completely gotten rid of that segment.
Well,
But they were so proud of it, they wanted to remind everybody about it.
well, that's when we have Undertaker versus Tommy Dreamer right now in a Eat Your Spit match.
Oh my gosh.
The, the
For
first
the undisputed.
competitor to drink his opponent's tobacco spit
Oh my
is the
gosh.
winner.
Oh my
Tommy Dreamer
goodness.
finally wins.
Moments ago, we see the Hogan segment, the Hogan McMahon angle segment again as the moments ago. And then we go to the undisputed title. And it's a WrestleMania preview. Not WrestleMania 19, but WrestleMania 21, where The Undertaker
That's
defends
right.
the title against Randy Orton.
This is a
A,
preview of our next road too.
a preview of what?
Our next road too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Armageddon
This is
2005.
welcome to the road of Armageddon 2005. Here is our first stop: Undertaker versus Randy Orton from
So
2002.
So at this point, obviously Randy Orton has gone on to become one of the biggest names in WWE history. But at this point, him being in an undisputed title match is wild. Like
Hey,
the guy literally just debuted. Literally, like April, right? He debuted against Holly in April. So hardcore
April or
Holly.
May.
I'm pretty sure it was April, but yeah, he literally just debuted and he's already. But obviously, it's not the main event of the show. It's a normal title match. It's like a middle of the show. But how many people get undisputed title matches when they're freaking a month in?
22 years old.
Yeah, he was 22. They
1 month
actually
into it.
they mentioned that. I think Cole mentioned it like right at the top of the match.
Yeah.
The match itself, again, this Canadian crowd made every match really entertaining. And obviously, when you got somebody like Undertaker in there with a young Randy Orton, it was going to be a good match. And I mean, they were given a chance to go out there and have a good match. It wasn't just Undertaker's the heel champ, so he's got to freaking demolish this kid who has his whole career. Yeah, we can just have him demolish him. That's not what they were going for. They were actually going for these two are actually going to have a bit of a good match here. And obviously, Orton's not going to win, but, for a good couple of minutes, it was an entertaining match. Um, Orton got some offense in, and yeah, it was pretty good. Undertaker won in the end. But once again, we get some King of the Ring build-up because after the match, Undertaker goes to attack Randy Orton on the outside. I think he was looking to do the chair thing that he did to Tommy Dreamer on Raw. Well, Triple H runs in and stops that. Triple H and Undertaker brawl with Triple H getting the best of Undertaker. They ended up in the ring. Triple H knocked Undertaker over the ropes and out of the ring. And before this match, Undertaker cut a promo talking about we're giving people opportunities here, and I'm willing as the champ to give opportunities, stuff like that. Well, Triple H gets on the mic after knocking Undertaker out of the ring and says, well, if you're giving people opportunity, then give me an opportunity at the title, and if you do, you won't leave with it. So that's the end of that. Match itself was pretty good. The promo the segment afterwards was really good too. You're setting up the main event for King of the Ring, and the Triple H Undertaker stuff is just going to get better as we go on. I think it's the next Raw. It may not be, but there was a Raw where like Triple H and Undertaker like brawled like crazy at the beginning, and Undertaker Triple H fucking took a sledgehammer to one of the cameras because I think he's pissed off at Mr. McMahon. I think Mr. McMahon was like keeping Undertaker from him or something, and like that was his thing. Like if you're gonna keep Undertaker back, I'm gonna destroy your equipment or something like that. When we see when we actually get to that episode and watch it, I'll remember how the segment went. But it was something crazy like that. That was really good. But what are your thoughts on Randy Orton challenging for the undisputed title at 22 years old in 1 month on TV,
Uh,
and then what
I thought
followed?
it was a good. I thought it was a good match. Post match, Randy Orton then said, "I'll get my revenge on you." In
In about
2005.
3 years. Yeah, in about three
In
years.
about 3 years, I will put you in the back of Eddie Guerrero's rider that he'll eventually have after, and I'll blow you up, put you in a casket, set it on fire. My father will be here. He'll bleed on you. He'll have hepatitis. It'll be great.
And
And
the
the
yeah,
stuff for Triple H was good too. We're
right.
finally getting built to the actual pay per view.
Yep. So now we have the Hurricane teaming with Billy Kidman taking on Tajiri and Chavo Guerrero. This was okay. Again, like the crowd again. I keep bringing it up, but the crowd was really interesting interested in every match here. Tajiri ended up pinning Hurricane because Hurricane got distracted by a message that came up on the Titantron where this mystery stalker of uh, of Hurricane said that they will be showing up next week. And then on
Oh
the
my god!
Titantron, a picture of Hurricane that's ripped in half, and you can only see a female hand on Tajiri in the picture shows up. So that was the biggest clue. It's the last
I know
clue.
who it is.
Well, we all know who it is. It's been 24 years. We all know who it
Oh
is.
yes, DDP. Hurricane, I want you to make me famous. Your secret identity is no longer safe. I worked with you in WCW. Your name is Shane Helms.
So at this point, Uh, going back to last week, this was the only King of the Ring buildup we had on the SmackDown side. And it's for Hurricane's opponent who isn't even on the show yet. He isn't even on TV yet. So that's literally the only buildup we get. Well, now we have two other matches getting build up. So when you look at what we're getting on the Raw side, which obviously we ultimately don't get Eddie Guerrero and Stone Cold Steve Austin, but at least that ends up turning into Eddie Guerrero versus Ric Flair. So we're already sort of getting built up to that. And then you got now two matches over here on SmackDown. We're slowly starting. Well, obviously, SmackDown is also on Raw because Undertaker, as the champ, is competing on both shows. But yeah, we now know the undisputed title match. We know Hogan's going to be facing Angle, and obviously the King of the Ring tournament, which has not really started yet, but should be starting pretty soon. So the match itself, like I said, the match was okay. But what are or excuse me, the match was okay. The stalker little storyline they got going on here, they continue that, and they finally tell us that we're gonna find out who that is next week. That was all good too. So, what are your thoughts on all that?
I thought it was a great match. Just kind of biding time, but also pushing forward storylines that maybe
Yes.
aren't the best storylines, but there's still something on the screen.
Um. So now we get Triple H versus Test. Test finally has a chance to avenge what happened in 1999, and he actually succeeds. Test puts a beat down on Triple H thanks to Lance Storm tried to help, Test out, but instead he ended up hitting a diving crossbody on Test because Triple H got out of the way, and then Lance Storm ate a boot from Test because again Triple H got out of the way, but it was truthfully thanks to the Undertaker, who obviously did not take too kindly to Triple H attacking Undertaker and challenging him to the undisputed title match. So Undertaker comes in, attacks Triple H. Test hits the big boot, gets the one, two,
Join the
three.
Un-Americans.
Yeah, he. Well, just a few months later, Test actually
Yeah,
faces Undertaker. Undertaker helps Test win a match, and then just a few months later, the Undertaker and Test are facing each other at SummerSlam. That's kind of
yeah.
fun.
I was about to say, SummerSlam.
Yeah.
They waste Taker at the Coliseum to face Test. My
Well,
God,
at the
what were they
time,
doing?
they were hoping to get some. They thought they had something in Test, and they really did. I think they did. I think Test could have been a star, but again, for one thing, again
And it's
they fucking give him the, and I've talked about it so many times on the channel, but it kind of irks me that they did nothing with this. They give Test the immunity for winning the Battle Royal in Survivor Series 2001, and then they they don't do anything. Like you could have him fucking go to Raw and bully Ric Flair once Ric Flair's freaking running Raw. Because obviously you can't do that with SmackDown, I guess, because Vince obviously is, or Mr. McMahon, obviously the heel. But I guess yeah, it would make more sense to do it with Flair. He just bullies Flair and is like, "You can't fire me, can't fire me. I got immunity." So he just makes Ric Flair's life a living hell. Why
that
not?
doesn't really work for me, brother. Why are we pushing the test? No one remembers 1999. Stephanie would always love me.
So the match itself was pretty decent, but after the match, the Undertaker attacks Triple H, hitting him with a choke
That's
slam.
right.
Attacks Triple H, not a track.
Man, that really when you kicked my ass, that really turned me on. I respect a man who can kick my ass.
So he attacks Triple H, hits him with a choke slam, and then he starts to leave. And he's like, "No, you know what? I'm not done." Grabs a steel chair and just like how many times he hits Triple H with a chair. First, he hits him in the head, knocks him down, and then he does the chair to the stomach, chair to the back. The officials and all the behind the scenes guys all run out, including Johnny Ace. They all run out to try to stop this, and just Undertaker keeps whapping Triple H in the head. And Undertaker could have saved a lot of future victims by taking liberties on Johnny Ace there, but he
I
chose
was
not.
about to say, chokes,
Yeah.
be like Jr. when Kane had Eric Bischoff, send him to hell. Send I'm singing I'm like send him to hell, Taker. Come on, do it. Hit him with the chair.
I mean, you mentioned the
That's
ring boy thing earlier. Terry
yeah.
Funk beat that ring announcer up one time.
I'm gonna kick your I'm gonna kick your ass.
He
And
did.
it's
He
not gonna
kicked.
be very fun.
It seemed
Captain
like it was
Flag.
legit. It seemed like it was legit too, I don't know. Knowing that they were kind of giving Terry Funk like the crazy gimmick back then, so I don't
To be
know.
fair, Terry, have you seen Terry Funk? I don't know how much of it was a gimmick.
Yeah,
They're gonna put me in a box. They're gonna put me in a box at the Coliseum with a chainsaw and put gasoline near me. Surely this won't fail.
so again, the build up for Triple H and Undertaker is getting going here, and it's really good. I enjoyed this. What are your thoughts on the match and then the attack afterwards?
The match was fine. We're gonna find out later at King of the Ring that test. is actually quite decent, pretty decent in the ring
Yeah,
with
he
his match
was.
and with Brock. His match with Brock was pretty cool. Um,
He had a pretty
I
good.
thought those, I
But
thought those matches.
going back to Survivor '01, he had a great match with Edge that night. It's not like
You know,
It's not like Tessa that had his moments.
yeah, Test is that weird thing where he was never able to get over enough with the crowd to really be something, but he was good in ring, but not amazing. I think he really was probably the perfect definition of what a mid Carter was at that time, where he'll never get to the next level, but he'll also never be totally bottom of the card. That's why they brought him back in '06 when he was all roided up and
So now we have.
tried to make him a thing in ECW.
So now moments ago, Undertaker's attack on Triple H. They show that all
Oh,
again, and then we have the cage lowering, which means it's main event
no, no,
time.
no, 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 no.
But before that, they show Edge backstage. The big Valvoski walks over to Edge and starts going
Oh,
off
Edge.
about he starts going off about how horrible gay people are and how he hates pronouns and oh wait, no, that's 2026 Val Venus. Never mind. Anyway,
Oh, Edge. Yeah. You know who I really hate back here? That Rico guy. And you
yeah.
know, Billy and Chuck, I'm not too
they're
okay with.
they're not gay though. It's a publicity a, a publicity stunt.
What are you, fucking gold dust that he gets electrocuted? Publicity. Was that a publicity stunt too?
It wasn't. It wasn't. I screwed up there. But, yeah. Val Venus.
Venus is like, don't worry, next year I'll be Chief Morley, and they won't even bring up that I'm Val Venus. I'm just gonna really look like Val Venus, but never act like him again.
Val Venus. Great gimmick. Entertaining gimmick. Pretty good heel. How do I want to say heel?
Authority figure.
Authority figure. Thank you. When he was Chief Morley in real life, a piece of shit who's a snowflake every time he sees gay people.
I saw that the women's U.S. hockey team, his captain, was engaged to her girlfriend. Now, listen here, ladies. I don't really care for that kind of stuff. Unless it's, of course, pornographic. There's
Yeah.
no he's or hers in my world.
The funny thing about when people say they hate pronouns, they literally use a pronoun to do it. When you say I hate pronouns, I is a pronoun. You're literally
He
using a
hates
pronoun.
he hates pronoun.
I'm pretty sure me is a pronoun too. So you're still
There's
using
a
a
lot of I think there's a lot of fucked up crazy ass pronouns if we really want to go
pro.
down the road of what should be accepted and not accepted.
Yeah, pronouns have been around since the dawn of time, and somehow there's a lot of snowflakes out there who call
Take Michael
other
Jackson,
people
for example.
yeah who call other people snowflakes for actually worrying about serious shit. But there are people who are snowflakes whenever they hear people use pronouns. Oh my gosh! Like
Oh my, what are what are you? He or he.
I didn't know
He.
what you meant. I didn't know what you meant when you mentioned Michael Jackson. Now I see what you're
Well,
doing.
yeah, it's like more of that. It's such an easy, stupid joke to make though too.
It went
I'm
over
like, it's
my
just
head.
straight. Yeah, I thought you downplayed it because I probably said it before.
No, I didn't know what the hell you meant. I'm like, when did Michael Jackson? But anyway, Big Valvo.
He was always saying his pronouns when he was singing.
He, oh boy. So yeah, Big
Jackson,
Val.
Mr. Jackson, what are your pronouns?
Big Valvoski comes over the edge and he asks him to promise him he will take that wig off Kurt Angle. Edge says he'll have Kurt Angle looking well. Well, he said Edge says that it'd be nice for the Calgary fans because they're again we're in Canada here, we're in Calgary. Says for the Calgary fans. Wait a minute. I know I missed something here. I just remember I missed something.
The Calgary
Where?
Flames.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I skipped over this. This is quick though. So right after Chris Jericho versus Ron Simmons, we have Reverend Devon, and Lance Storm backstage. Lance Storm is asking for one of those. What do you call it when the priest is on one side and you're divided, but the priest can hear you. You can hear the
Confession.
priest. Confession. Yeah. Right. So Lance Storm wants to do a confessional, but yet it's a very untraditional confession because Devon literally just takes Lance Storm to the shower and they're literally just standing right in front of each
Oh,
other.
mom.
They know that
Fine,
nothing like that
fine,
happens.
fine,
Nothing like
fine,
that
fine.
happens.
I mean,
They're
he
they're
is a Christian. Devon is a Christian. They tend to do stuff with
oh
boys in
boy,
showers.
oh boy. Lance Storm's not a boy though; he's a man.
Is he? Has he identified as such?
So yeah, they're just looking at each other. So this is not a traditional confessional, but
Oh my
anyway,
god.
Lance Storm starts it with the traditional "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned." Lance Storm says it's something that's even worse than being American, which at the as he's doing that makes no sense because he's a heel and this is in Canada. It gets the crowd to cheer, but well,
Yeah.
he's gonna fix that in a moment. He says the sin is that he is Western Canadian. So the Calgary fans immediately turn on him for that one. Devon is like, I don't even know what Devon does. He's like, it's all right, your sins are gone. Like, okay, that's not what the
That's how it
priest does in
works.
the confessional.
What
Does
are
the
you talking
priest?
about, Frank? That's how it totally works. Look,
So
all I know is that in the 1300s in Italy, when they were trying to build the church, they were
yeah.
literally to fund building the church. They would sell get out of get out of hell free cards, basically. I wish I was joking, but I'm honestly not.
No, yeah, I know that's crazy. So Devon's like, you're cured, your sins are gone. But then Deacon Batista comes into the picture, and Devon's like, now that your sins are cured, you need to give a donation for the Devon Building Foundation. I think
He
Lance
never
Storm
made that tour.
no, he never did. I think Devon puts or excuse me, Lance Storm puts like a Canadian dollar in the box, and so Devon looks at the box. It's like, and Lance Storm immediately leaves. He immediately leaves. Devon just looks at the box and is like, "Man, this guy's cheap."
He could have made a joke about the Monopoly ass looking money. Did this motherfucker just put a Monopoly Monopoly $5 a month on my motherfucker thing?
So getting back to where we were, this Edge. Oh well, first off, that was entertaining. What did you think of it?
I thought it was fine. It's cool to see Devon.
Yeah.
The more Reverend Devon, the better.
I can't believe it's our 100th episode and I'm forgetting segments. I'm skipping over segments. Thank God I
This is what
caught it.
happens with old age.
Thank God I caught it because we were almost done. We were legitimately almost done. We're at the main event here. So we're at
We would have had
Edge.
to redo the whole show.
Edge backstage. Big Valvoski comes in. He asks Edge to promise him he will take the wig off Kurt Angle tonight. Edge says that the Calgary fans, which reminded me of the Lance Storm. I was the moment I said Calgary, I was like, shit. Lance Storm mentioning
Shit.
he's Western Canadian. How did I not go over that yet? That's how I remember. But anyway, Edge says that the Calgary fans deserve to see Kurt Angle how he came into this world, bald and ugly.
That's not
Then
true.
it's true.
Babies are born with hairs.
You are born with hair, yeah. Which, yeah.
But
Uh,
not to the back to the Janelle Grant shit, but
yeah.
Brock Lesnar is up next on Raw. Just, just just saying he's up.
Well, obviously
I'm
it's
sure
a.
people
Oh,
are.
you're talking about live Raw? I thought you for a second. I thought you meant the Raw we were going up
I
to
mean,
next.
serendipity.
Yeah.
But well, I
Well,
guess Brock wouldn't have been on SmackDown at this point. But
no, he's on Raw at this point. Because that's why I said I
like,
thought you were referring
he's
to
gonna
the
be on a
next.
Raw right now. He's gonna be on
I
a Raw
thought
about 2 minutes.
I thought you were referring to the next Raw that we were going to do. I'm like, well,
No.
it's Raw in 2002. Obviously, we're building the King of the Ring. Obviously, he's going to be on it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well,
But
that's
but
why.
anyway,
That's why I said not to bring her back up. But here comes Raw.
yeah. So then
That's fine.
Edge says that Kurt is trapped inside the cage with Edge tonight. No escape, no hiding. To which Big Valvoski replies, "No shit." I see.
Yes.
If this was today, that wouldn't have been bleeped out, but it was bleeped out. Or maybe I don't know. Maybe would it being on UPN? It
Well,
probably would have been
you
bleeped
can't
out
say
today.
shit, Frank. What if little
Bro,
Timmy hears the word shit?
do you watch cable television? They say shit all the time on cable. I know this is on UPN.
Little Timmy's gonna hear shit.
Like I remember when American Dad, and it's funny, American Dad's coming back to Fox now. I think they just did their first episode back yesterday.
Yeah.
But I'm still behind on like the last 5 episodes. I gotta get caught up. But when American Dad originally moved to
New
TBS,
intro.
they literally said shit at least once on like every damn episode. Like I swear, and never bleeped. But anyway, as Edge walks off, Big Valvoski says, "I wish you good luck, but good luck is for losers."
What?
And that's the end of that. Before we give our thoughts on that, we go right to Kurt Angle, who's being interviewed by Mark Lloyd. This is the Mark Lloyd show, man. He interviewed
Yeah.
Undertaker, and now he's interviewing,
MVP Mark Lloyd.
or excuse me, he interviewed Hogan. He interviewed Hogan, and now he's interviewing Angle. Um, so Angle says he doesn't have a bald head; it's filled with natural hair.
Yeah.
And that's when Mark Lloyd has to be the bitch, like just a total jerk. He has to pull up the footage from Judgment Day, and obviously Angle grabs Mark Lloyd's like, "What are you doing? What are you showing that for?" And then Angle says that he was bald for 24 hours. Kurt Angle is
Yeah.
on the greatest hair product ever.
Well, he ate some hair. Well, why do we have to keep on going
Oh
through this,
my
Frank? We
gosh!
explained it. We
Why
explained. Tommy Trevor explained this. You have to eat hair.
Why do we have to have bold Kurt Angle at the same time that we're doing this disgusting Tommy Dreamer stuff? You can't even hide from the disgusting Tommy Dreamer
I
stuff
wonder.
when
I
we
wonder if
review.
Tommy Dreamer dips the hair into the Undertaker's dip.
Oh
That
my
would have been
gosh,
a great dip.
that is
What
disgusting.
maybe that's how you grow facial hair.
That is disgusting. So yeah, he says he's only bald for 24 hours, but he also brings up because Edge said Kurt Angle has nowhere to run. Kurt Angle says Edge also has nowhere to run. He says he's going to disgrace Edge in front of his home fans. I would say both
But they're in
promos there.
Calgary.
right? But Canada, he meant Canada. That's what he
Well, hold
meant.
on. That's like saying yeah, that's like if you're from New York and then you get beaten in Washington, Washington State. You're like, oh, I'm gonna beat you in front of your home fans. I was like,
Well,
kind of, but not really.
If a Canadian is whooping your ass and says that, you know, an
Like, what
American,
if it's
Kurt Angle's an American, Edge is a Canadian. The match is in Canada. Kurt Angle's gonna whoop his ass in front of his home fans. He didn't say hometown fans. He said home fans. That his
it's a
country
very
is
broad, statement. I mean, what if I was from Hawaii and then I you beat me in like fucking Maine? And you're like, I'm gonna beat you in front of your home fans. Like,
if the guy who's
are you
beating you
sure
is
about that?
if the guy who's beating you is not from the United States and he's saying that, it makes sense. Because he's saying, I'm beating you in front of all these Americans and you're an American. That's what Kurt Angle
A
meant. He
Canadian?
said, I'm beating him in front of his Canadian home fans.
Yeah, yeah, but I think Calgary fans hate Toronto.
They don't hate
Ontario,
Edge.
Ontario.
They don't hate Edge.
Well, everybody loves Edge at this point.
Well, yeah, Edge was blowing up in 2002, and it's a damn shame he got hurt at the end in that ladder
Mhm.
match. Or was that a ladder match, or
Yeah.
was it a no disqualification? I think it was a no disqualification, but they
He
brought a
started
ladder
getting
in.
in pain.
Yeah, that's where he started. They did a ladder spot. It was Edge and Eddie. They did a ladder spot, and it fucked Edge up when he was on the plane. I think
Yeah.
for when they were leaving that
Well,
event was when he started to
he said he,
really go ahead.
he
He
said he
couldn't
felt
feel.
started feeling
Yeah,
tingles in his fingers after the
right,
sunset flip. And I think it
right.
might have been a ladder. I think it might have been a
It
ladder
was.
match.
No, no, it was a no
He said,
disqualification. I'm almost certain
I
it
don't
was
know.
no. It was a
Because
sunset flip off a ladder, but it wasn't a
it was
ladder
on.
match.
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember if I remember the match from either his DVD or if it was from the ladder DVD. Because they spoke about it in his DVD because that's where he says all the neck issues really started the show.
Yeah, I
But
remember. I remember because I read about it in his book. So I've known about this since his book came out. When I read about it, it is a. I'm about to send you a screenshot. It was a no DQ match.
okay,
Here, check this out. It
Eddie
was
had
the
a fondness for
yeah.
bringing ladders into no qualification matches.
It was the September 22nd, 2002 SmackDown. So Edge continued to work after that match, but obviously, come No Way Out '03, it was only a few months
Yeah,
later, they write him off TV, and he is not to be seen again until the draft in '04. Which
yeah,
uh,
he's not back
uh,
on SmackDown until '05.
there was a plan. A lot of who's not back on SmackDown until '05.
Which but
Oh
that
well, you
because
mean
of all
as like
controversy.
a one time
Well,
appearance?
yeah.
Yeah, he
After he gets
didn't.
hurt,
Yeah,
he
right,
doesn't show up again until oddly enough
right,
the road
and
to Armageddon.
yeah, because that's when they started doing like the SmackDown versus
No,
Raw shit that they would do as Survivor Series, and then after. But speaking of the '04 WWE draft, there's a lot of people don't know this, but Donald Trump was actually supposed to be drafted to Raw. He didn't do it. You know what?
why?
He dodges drafts. He said, "No, I don't do no draft. Get the fuck out of here." That's Donald Trump for you. He dodges draft.
A lot of people do. A lot of
So,
people
what do you?
did. It
That's
was
true.
unjust
Yeah,
war.
right. So, what are your thoughts on the Edge and the Edge promo, the Edge interview, the Edge segment with Big Valvoski, and
Speak
then the
English.
Kurt
Speak
Angle,
American, Frank.
the Kurt Angle segment that followed, the interview segment that followed. What are your thoughts on those?
I thought it was two fine little segments here to build up
Yeah,
the event.
right. Yeah, I agree. There's not much to really be said about it, but yeah, the whole They're both trapped inside with each other. There's no running and no hiding. That's essentially what they both said. So now we have our main event, sponsored by Undercover Brother. Kurt
What?
Angle. Yeah, that was a movie that was coming out around that time. They did when they
What?
did the when they did the when they do the sponsors in the middle of the show, that was one
Yeah.
of the sponsors. So your our main event for the night is a cage match between Edge and Kurt Angle, and this is easily the match of the night. A tremendous match. I would say this match was even better than the ladder match from last week on Raw, the last Raw episode, Eddie Guerrero versus RVD. This cage match was even better. And well, for one thing, we didn't have fans jumping the guardrail trying to kill Kurt Angle already or Edge.
A Canadian, my Canadian counterpoint fan coming out there with a random ass former Islander jersey.
Yeah, could you imagine like Kurt Angle's on top of the cage and all of a sudden a fan jumps the guardrail and starts shaking the cage? Like, my goodness. And there's no way that Kurt Angle can do what Eddie did if that would happen. Like, you can't just jump down and be like, well, because
Oh
that's
shit!
it's a much larger fall. Um, but yeah, this cage match was really good. We had at one point Kurt Angle actually gets out of the ring, so he wins, right? But no, the referee is down, so he doesn't see this. And Hulk Hogan comes out because obviously he just took a pipe from Kurt Angle just a few minutes ago, and he wants revenge for that. So he comes in, starts beating down on Kurt Angle, throws Kurt Angle back in the ring. And once the ref comes to, ultimately the match continued for about a few more minutes, but Edge then gets the win. After the match, Hogan comes into the cage, attacks Kurt Angle, tries to pull off the wig. So it was Big Valvoski's wish for Edge to do it, but yet Hulk Hogan almost did
That doesn't work for me, brother.
it. um, Angle obviously pushes Hogan away, gets out of the ring. That's how we go off the air. Again, this was a tremendous cage match. So far, it's the best match on the road too. It's better than the ladder match with Eddie Guerrero and RVD, which was really good. It was better than Undertaker versus Rob Van Dam, which was still pretty good. I can't even remember what the hell the last SmackDown main event was.
It was the segment.
Oh yeah, that's right, right. Okay. Yeah, they ended with a segment. That's right. You're right. So from a match standpoint, this is the best main event match on the road to so far. What are your thoughts, Tro, on the cage match?
I thought it was a good, very good cage match.
Yeah,
This is right around the time where Edge said that he realized that he would be good. He's gonna be fine without Christian and be on his own.
yeah.
So I thought it
So
was a damn good match. Damn
right.
good chemistry. So
Oh, they did. They had a lot of great matches at this point. The Backlash match was tremendous. The Judgment Day hair versus hair, and then this cage match. I'd probably go as far to
yeah,
say the Backlash match was the best of the three. But yeah, they were really good. Really good feud in the year
I think
2000. Well,
Edge really liked this match more.
yeah, not surprising. All three matches were
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
So match of the night, segment of the night. Let me see, because there wasn't any big segments here. I got to see, what do I pick? I guess I'm gonna pick the Triple H Undertaker brawl right after the Orton match, where Triple H says he wants an opportunity for the title, and if he gets that opportunity, Undertaker will not be walking out with the belt. And then the main event is obviously the match of the night. So match of the night, segment of the night. What do you pick?
Match of the night is the main event easily.
Obviously,
The
obviously.
segment of the night.
It's a hard pick because
Yes.
they're really
Yeah, no. I
It's
guess
all
I'll.
backstage segments essentially.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna say I'm gonna pick Mark Lloyd as Mark Lloyd is the MVP for tonight
yeah,
because he's in all the backstage stuff. Well, I guess the opening thing of Hogan saying that he won't retire.
the Hogan interview.
Yeah,
Okay, that's when the one that Kurt Angle interfered in. Okay,
yeah,
and
because it's set up a match for the show.
yeah, yeah. So overall, I thought it was a strong show. We kicked off we kicked off the build up to a couple King of the Ring matches, two of the bigger matches on the show, the main event, and then Hulk Hogan and Kurt Angle, which it's still amazing that they had a pay per view match together. And I can't wait till we get up to that because the match was really good too. But
Yeah,
so for an overall out of 10, I would give this about an 8 out of 10. It was definitely better than the last SmackDown. Still, I feel like we should have had a. I don't know if like they were like, man, we ended last week with a damn 10-minute, 15-minute promo, and we're promoed out this week because there was no in-ring segments outside of interference, stuff post-match stuff. I don't. So that was the one weird thing about this show. I think if we had a couple of segments that actually took place in the ring, this show would have been ranked a lot higher. But the main event obviously helped the show a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna go 8 out of 10. So what do you think, Tro? Overall out of 10.
I give it about 7 out of 10.
Okay. Okay.
Only because we finally got built to King of the Ring, but there wasn't really much segments
Yeah.
other than just the matches. So,
Um,
but the cage match was damn good. So maybe 7.5,
Raw tomorrow.
maybe
Okay. Okay.
perhaps.
So we might be back tomorrow. We have let's see. Well, hockey's back. So, but again, yeah, we're not doing any Islander recaps until April. I almost forgot about that. Yeah. So we're
Yep,
not
Mets
doing a.
season.
Yeah, we got spring training's already underway. Mets have played already like three
Yep, Mets
games.
season. Mets season's already over.
Uh,
They're
I'm not.
being reminded
I'm not
that
too
Pete
excited.
Alonso exists.
I'm not too excited for the season, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I am. I'm hating seeing Pete Alonso in an
Did
Oriole
you know that
uniform.
Pete Alonso is on the Orioles now, Frank? I haven't heard about it about 5,500 times since he went to the fucking Orioles.
I'm trying to forget it, but obviously,
I
not
mean,
gonna. I
I
don't
like it
like.
when that people are.
I don't like letting homegrown talents go in their prime.
I mean, we offered him a lot of. He didn't want to be. I don't think he wanted to be here anymore, to be honest with you, because we offered him a lot of money. We offered him years, but the first offer, literally the first offer he gets from the Orioles, they're willing to overpay for him. So
But yet, we have a we
he'll
have a rich we have a rich owner who can give out fucking decade deals. But yeah, we
to
can't we
to
can't go a couple of years up for Alonzo.
for
Couldn't go
a
a
age
couple of years.
for a
What
guy
did
who can't play first base.
what did Pete get? Like fucking 5 years? That's nothing. He's
That
early
is a lot.
30s. That's nothing,
Yeah,
especially
but he's also
compared to the contracts that we've given Lindor and Soto. That's nothing. It's ridiculous to me. But
we'll get into that next month.
yeah,
Watch
sometime next month.
watch Joe and Frank argue about the history of baseball.
Sometime next month we will get to the Mets season preview. Uh, I can tell you
The
right
last
now
one,
that
the last one before for 2 years.
I can tell you right now that I when we get to our predictions, my prediction will be the Mets will be on the outside looking in by the end of the year. And from the way you've been talking about them, I guess that'll be
You
your.
see, here's my thing: when we have high expectations of them, they suck. When we have
I
low
had
expectations, they do great.
I had high
So
expectations for the 2015 team, and they went to the World Series. I had low expectations for the 2023 team, and they missed the playoffs. So yeah, just you're basing that off of 2024. We
I
both
know.
expected
I'm also
that.
basing this on. I wasn't expecting to be good in 2015.
Well, I
I
did.
was
I
expecting.
did.
I was expecting them to be really good in 2017 and
I did. Yeah,
2018.
I did too.
They both missed,
2017, 2018. I thought they
and
were
then
going
they
to
both
be.
missed the playoffs those years.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting much from them. I was expecting a lot from them in 2021, and they did great until it mattered.
Yeah.
We weren't expecting anything in 2024.
Well, the
Um,
2021 team stayed afloat because of how bad which is not bad. I mean, look
yeah,
at the team who won that division, won the World Series. All you got to do is get in. But you
yeah.
can't say they necessarily did great. But yeah, they hung in. But when it came time to actually win the division, they folded. Which yeah, I have low
They
expectations
they
for
like
them
to
this
do that.
year. Yeah. Where we were
MLB put out put out a video today. The horrible ways to lose, and the Mets were only on it twice, but only one of them is negative. Can you guess what negative way to lose we were on for?
Luis Castillo.
You would have thought that because everyone loves that fucking overplay clip, but no, it's actually the triple play.
Oh yeah, well, same year too. That's the crazy thing. But yeah,
Same year, but so
that is a horrible
they
way to lose. You got nobody out and three guys on, bases loaded,
well
nobody out.
yeah
You're
because
only
they
down by what were they only down by like 2 runs? That game was winnable.
yeah
That game was
but
absolutely winnable. That is a horrible way to
yeah
lose.
they had a run on third, but they here's the thing, they still don't have the audio from the Phillies announcers
Mhm.
because they had the Phillies scoreboard from back then,
Yeah.
but the moment the play actually starts, it goes to Garrett Cohen, and they zoom. I don't know if SOY had this visual. I don't think they did, but the Phillies broadcast just zooms in on Daniel Murphy's face because he's just like he's both like disappointed that they lose, but also kind of like amazed, amazed of
Yeah.
what just happened.
I mean,
It's like,
that's never happened.
it doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
It's the hardest play to do in baseball.
They lost
But they,
games in 2009. Like they've kept finding ways to lose in 2009.
yeah,
The Luis Castillo game, the triple play. There was a game on the West Coast. It was late at night with the Dodgers where Ryan Church didn't touch third, and it was like a big hit at the time where he scored, and I think it would
yeah,
have put the Mets ahead or at least tied. It was something big like that, and I still have memories of Joe Torre, who was the manager of the Dodgers at the time, pointing to third base, and now he was pointing to say, "Check it." They checked. He's out,
yeah.
and we lost that game.
And
They found a lot of ways. So what was the other reason the Mets were on that list in that video? I should say.
it was actually positive. They gave
Yeah, what was
it was a random ass Mets Royals game. It was a half swing that made contact. The
hmm.
throw from third to first pulled them off the bag, and the Mets won.
Mets Giants game?
No Mets Royals.
That's Royals. I remember something like that happening against the Giants.
So it had to be 2002 ish or three
Oh,
because
2002. Oh, okay, yeah, that was a different. We had something very
because
similar against the Giants in like 2010. That's
yeah,
crazy.
but
Yeah, well, so we won games like
I
that
would
twice.
off the top of my head I would say that because the Royals had their pinstripe grays with black on, and I think that was probably right around the time of those. I think it was like Last Mills or somebody who
Hmm.
got the somebody with some random Met.
Yeah. So, well, if it was last St. Millage, that'd be about 2006.
I don't think. I mean, it might have been.
Hmm. So, um, yeah, so we have Mets recap. We have Mets season preview coming up next month. We will have the
It was
Islanders.
2002.
Okay, we will have then Lastings Mills definitely wasn't a part of that, but yeah, we will have Islanders monthly recaps for February and March in one video coming up in April, and maybe tomorrow
Road.
we will review the next Raw, which is the Raw where Austin walks out, right?
Is that June 6th?
Uh,
Yes, because
should be, yeah,
that,
yeah. So
that means today or tomorrow he does the bite test.
yeah, I think you said that on our last episode, the Raw. You said that the bite this was May 31st.
Yep.
So you go. So Austin walks out in the next episode. So we will cover one of the most memorable moments in WWE history, the infamous walkout. Austin can take his ball and come home and go home. So Rock appears on that show. He wasn't supposed to. So Vince must have, maybe not Vince, maybe Jr. called Rock and said, "Can you get here?" And he got there. So there you go. Austin can
Yep.
take his ball and go home, and that they use that to build up the Austin Rock match at WrestleMania 19.
Yep.
So, any final
A lot,
thoughts
lot,
on
lot,
our?
of, lot of build to WrestleMania 19 here on the road to road to
It's true. It's
Tequila
true.
Redoto.
We're building up Hogan and McMahon, which is a legitimate build up. They're legitimately doing that on purpose, but for uh, just very
And then
not on purpose. You have Rock come out and say that his WrestleMania 19 opponent can take his ball and go home. They inadvertently built up WrestleMania 19 on the next
and
Raw. So,
then next week, next SmackDown, they'll get Nathan Jones coming out and Jake saying, "Don't worry, boy, I will teach you how to wrestle in February."
no, Nathan Jones does not debut until
I'm
next
joking.
year. Yeah, I know. I
I'm
know.
Nathan
um,
Big Show comes out. I'm gonna wrestle you with Albert next year at WrestleMania. But until then, I'm part of the NWO.
so, any final thoughts on the show that is our 100th episode, the May 30th, 2002 SmackDown? Any final thoughts?
Here's to another 100 more, and if hopefully Frank learns how to speak English, speak American by the next show. And I'm now that you missed this segment, I'm just wondering how many segments we've missed over the years. Because
Uh, I, I
we could have missed a 5-star match without even knowing it.
anyway, we will probably be back tomorrow, if not sometime soon. We're trying to. First of all, the Smackdowns are coming off of Peacock soon. It looks like, and
Yeah,
we cannot review the Road to Armageddon 2005. That's our next road too. We can't do that if the Smackdowns go off Peacock. That's one of the reasons why we're trying to speed run this, so we can get as quickly to this Armageddon thing as we can, but I don't know if we can do that in less than a month. It's less than a month
well,
now that
thankfully there's only like 4 SmackDowns.
yeah, that's the thing. We could fucking we can definitely zoom through that. The pay-per-views don't matter. I got the pay-per-views on DVD and the
Yeah,
pay-per-views are on Netflix. So it's like just getting by those 4 SmackDowns is going to be a problem. But here's the sucky part about those SmackDowns coming off. We're gonna have to lower our potential future road twos even lower for until those Raws and SmackDowns go up. We won't even be able to do like anything beyond like early '04 SmackDown. That's the craziest part for SmackDown. Like we could do '04 Raw onlys, but when there's SmackDown as
we're,
well, that
we're,
might be a
we're
problem.
gonna run out of shows of.
Yeah,
If my math is correct, eventually we will run out of Raw shows to do.
yeah. We have not announced any future Road 2s past Armageddon
No.
'05, but the good thing is the Road 2 that I chose beyond for my next one after this one, we won't have to worry about where the SmackDowns are or where the SmackDown or the Raws are on because the one that I've picked, I have all the shows of. So that will be no problem. But anyway, we might be back tomorrow. We'll see. But the road to King of the Ring is really cooking up. Stone Cold's walking out pretty soon, and we're gonna cover that on our next show. That Raw, the first Raw of June in 2002. So we will see you again. Hopefully tomorrow. We'll see.